How is everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero and welcome back to another reaction video. This time we are reacting to the Epic of Serina Part 3 by Curious Archive. Alright, so I'm really excited to dive back into this series. It has been fantastic stuff so far, and it is a really nice series to dive into, like just my first introduction to the Curious Archive channel, and it is phenomenal stuff for, you know how they say like the first introduction is always the most important, and my first introduction for this channel is really awesome stuff. So without any further ado, here is the Epic of Serina. I said it right the first time, so let's keep going. The Epic of Serina Part 3.
Welcome back to Curious Archive.
And this one got me excited because it talked about like intelligence and
stuff. The incredible
stuff.
speculative evolution project of Serina, the
Love
world
it.
of birds. Serina was created by Dylan Beta, a terrific artist and world builder.
Yeah, that he is.
Where you can follow
I was looking up at the art and stuff. It's fantastic.
Serina was home to a single supercontinent at the end of the Pangeacene. Now it is the Ultimacene, the final era of Serina.
Final?
More incredible than any that came
there's
before.
one more video after this.
At 250 million years post-establishment, the supercontinent has split into northern and southern landmasses.
Oh.
This period will see the rise of multiple forms of highly intelligent life. And in much the same way elephants, dolphins, crows, and humans, which as far as we know are some of the most intelligent animals ever to exist, all happen
you sure about that nowadays?
In an overlapping time period, a similar convergence will occur on Serina during the Ultimacene. On the enormous grassland of the southern continent, many key
It's cool seeing all of them together like that.
Like the successful Surquagadonts, who look almost unrecognizable from their roots as tiny fish 250 million years prior.
I'm sorry?
Giant archangels flock nearby, a type of metamorph.
Oh, the archangels! I remember you.
Classification that will define the
Unless you're different.
Ultimacene. And scavenging close by, a large bumble badger makes off with a young
I'm remembering some of these.
Foreshadowing a rivalry between the two groups that will change Serina forever.
Uh-oh.
But we're not there yet. Right now, soft-billed birds,
still don't like
descendants of ancient water snuffles, are prospering during the Ultimacene. Organisms like the bludgebirds are now extinct, but another offshoot of the mittens, the southern squid stork, or squirk, are still going strong.
I love the names, man. I think I said that in the last video.
And use their tentacle beaks to grab hold of hidden worms and mollusks. In temperate forests, another soft-billed bird is the shy and reclusive moo, a horse-sized herbivore that lives perpetually on alert. Why would a creature of this size be so skittish? The truth is, it has good reason to be. Elsewhere in these forests,
don't like the eyes.
Predators similar to the moo, which are their preferred prey.
It's literally fingers. I don't like it.
Lined with sharp teeth and tipped with talons, making them deadly apex predators. A different branch of softbills are the Terries, a group that includes the hilariously named newts, whose facial tentacles fuse
have a stretched out
into one
bass
elongated,
fish face.
fleshy mouth. When threatened, these birds are able to scoop up their eggs and carry it against their chins, where a small fold of feathered skin keeps it secure while they flee.
Efficient?
A related group are the neckbeards, who, like the newts, have an amusing name and carry
a lot of legs on that gal.
Chins, although the neckbeards take this to an extreme by having a more defined pouch to hold their eggs, allowing them to stop brooding on the ground at all. In warmer forests, you can find the lumber beasts, the largest living mucks on all of Serina, standing up to 25 feet or 7.6 meters tall and weighing over 2 tons. The group, however, is in the decline, with most now wandering the forest in isolation. In the branches above,
cute on the very top.
Life flourishes.
Things, I think. What am I looking at exactly?
Trivets swing near the bizarre tentacled boros,
is that its face?
An offshoot of the soft-billed mittens. Truly fantastic forms of life.
So the fingers turned into hands?
On the subject of fantastic forms, possibly no creatures are more unique than the changelings, or metamorph birds. Although the metamorph group reaches their peak in the early Ultimacene, their ancestry goes all the way back to the Cryocene. The metamorph line began with birds
That's the thing, they changed so much. I'm not
eggs,
familiar with what they are now.
Reproduction faster, but led to their chicks being born extremely underdeveloped, almost looking like bird tadpoles before they reached adulthood. Over millions of years, this larva-like stage became more viable and more complex, with the tiny young developing stronger forelimbs to move around more efficiently before becoming adults. Other metamorph embryos were laid in the water and became more fish-like, adapting for life in an aquatic environment. Millions of years on,
grow those
the
wings.
end result
Why
is
not?
perhaps the most adaptable and physically diverse vertebrate clade ever to
Oh, this
exist.
is what I was talking about.
Among
Like,
their varied
actually
ranks
seeing
are
the
zebra
species.
tweezle,
That's so cool.
bumblebee-sized birds that begin life as worm-like
Yeah,
larvae.
I just now saw the hand.
Smallest
That
birds
is
ever.
crazy.
Another metamorph is the blue-throated boomsinger, one of
Love
the
everything
largest
about
birds
that,
ever to walk the land,
especially the
which
name.
stands up to 50 feet or 15.25 meters tall.
Can you ride it? Is it
Some
docile?
aquatic metamorphs, like the long-billed pike-bird, have even abandoned their adult forms altogether through an extreme expression of neoteny, essentially becoming fish-like organisms. Truly incredible. Other metamorph birds have a somewhat
lack of a better word, it is
unfortunate
truly
life,
incredible.
like the dayflight bird. These extreme metamorphs begin as incredibly fish-like larvae. They then consume themselves in a silken wrapping of their own saliva,
so it's
which
like
hardens
a
into what is
fish
essentially a second egg,
bird?
within which they metamorphosize into adults. Tragically, however, the adults lack mouths altogether.
I'm
the dayflights
sorry?
therefore live only a single day in their adult forms, during which they lay eggs to repeat the cycle. And if this sounds too outside the box to evolve,
kind of sick
know
and
that
twisted
real-world mayfly insects have a very similar life
circle of
cycle
life
that
of
ends
death.
in an adult form that lacks a mouth. Perhaps the most impressive
Stop with the no mouth thing.
bird,
That's kind of
however,
important.
is the storm sonar, a highly migratory
Stormtrooper?
archangel with a wingspan
Trying to give
of
a nickname so I
50
remember.
feet or over 15 meters,
In case
the
you weren't
largest
figuring
flying
out what I was
animals
doing.
ever to exist. Despite being larger
about the other
than
guy?
some airplanes, storm sonars are
Never
gentle
mind.
giants named for their eerie, echoing calls.
That's what I
As
like to hear.
previously stated, aside from the metamorph birds, one of the major themes of the Ultimocene is the development of intelligence among many animal lineages.
Penguin
In
killer
the
whales.
ocean, the herbivorous ring-necked porplets and
You look familiar.
carnivorous sea strikers are two such examples. Both species are social animals with keen minds. The sea strikers have learned to operate like sheepdogs, systematically herding the porplets to create a consistent food source. Considering how advanced and
Efficient?
similar both species are, however, it's an unsettling system, proving nature can be quite cruel.
Yeah.
And nothing is quite as cruel
It sounded
as
cruel.
an ending. In the words of the author, as happens to everything in the cosmos, from flowers to stars, Serina itself is now
Metaphysical.
dying. The moon is starting to slowly cool down, and it
Oh
will
no,
never warm
last one's
up
gonna be
again.
sad, isn't
As
it?
stated before, the Ultimocene will be the final era in the saga of Serina. But before the curtain falls
Hello.
on Serina's finale, there may still
remember
be
you.
time for something truly
I
incredible.
don't know why I had to do the hand
occur.
motion there.
Over the past several million years, one branch of the Cerquagodonts has begun an extraordinary transformation. For eons,
Transformation.
Cerquagodonts have been unable
isn't
to
even my
feed on
final
trees
form.
due to their short necks. But now one species has
beefy, though.
specialized a body part that will allow them to do so.
Like
Not
actual
their
hand
necks, but their
things?
ears.
Yeah.
From their hearing structure,
I was
some
picturing more like
Cerquagodonts have
antlers,
developed
but ears, I see
antler-like
it now.
mobile limbs that are able to
sorta
reach
right.
up and hook branches, an adaptation
cool.
which might one day have intriguing consequences.
Oh, consequences.
Before that day comes, however, other branches
remember
of the
y'all.
triloteers are
It's
also
the spring
doing pretty well
dudes.
for themselves, rivaling the birds in diversity several million years after crawling onto land.
Million
Take
years,
the
that's
painted
crazy,
Rapandor,
man.
the widest spread canopy
Everything about
on
this is
land
crazy.
in the early Ultimocene, whose jaws have a unique shearing motion that
Hey.
helps them consume prey.
It.
Or the thorn gazer, a hairless
Monkey.
molodont able to survive off bristly desert plants
Monkey
alone.
elephant.
And in the
Rhino,
skies,
whatever.
the branch that became the Tribats is
You're
also
cool.
still going strong. Like
Batman
the
was gay.
blue-eared Vibropteryx, a nectar-drinking specialist that uses a
Oh,
long
nectar, that is
brush-tipped
so
tongue
cool.
to gather food. And in the seas, yet another
It's like a
offshoot is
hummingbird.
becoming
It's a
aquatic,
hummingbird
like
bat.
the spotted snail
I'm gonna
smashers,
ignore
a
that.
strange-looking group that feeds
Oh, it's
on
not.
various
Okay,
types
it's
of
smashing
mollusks.
something. I got you.
Between the metamorph birds and
I'm gonna ignore
various
the fingers thing.
cricketers, Serina is at an all-time high of biodiversity. But now the moon is truly getting cold. We are now in the middle Ultimocene and a new ice age is setting in. In this new world,
all of
only
that
the
is
most
ice. Okay.
adaptable will survive.
That's crazy.
Sexticorn thorn gazers are one such
You wanna repeat that?
species, which have become thick-coated ice age herbivores with specialized facial horns that give them a menacing look. Despite
just
appearances,
sounds-
these
I mean,
creatures
looks
aren't overly
terrible to live
aggressive,
with.
just interested in self-defense from ice age predators. Another curious-looking new
Here's trying to
arrival in the
survive.
Ice Age are mammoth
see the egg.
trunkos, descendants
Unless
of the
I'm wrong.
neckbeards that have developed both a longer beak trunk and a truly robust neck pouch
Dude,
to
that's
carry
cool.
their eggs in.
That's
which is
pretty
come in
dope.
handy in the cooling temperatures. At this
kangaroo.
point in the Ice Age, the largest archangels are sadly in trouble, as the
tell me
rapidly
that,
cooling
man.
world is making their migratory patterns
Start
less
liking
and less
one.
effective. Some archangels are adapting, however, by becoming smaller and less migratory offshoots called seraphs. Examples include the tundra tease, which might not be as spectacular as their larger relatives, but are much better adapted for this new world. Closer to the equator, a story unlike any other is now, at last, set to begin. Over the past several million years, a group of Surquagadonts called the Antlers, which have become more intelligent with more complex antler-like manipulator appendages, find themselves blindsided by a creature that hunts them with an astonishing degree of planning and foresight. These carnivorous life forms, the Gravediggers, are descendants of the Bumble Badgers.
It's not the other way around?
While other predators evolve sharper teeth or longer claws to catch their prey, the Gravedigger has developed a bigger brain. They have, incredibly, learned how to make traps by digging deep pits into the earth with their powerful arm claws and using their beaks to sharpen sticks, which they place at the bottom. It's a kind of trap the Antlers are helpless against.
Oh my god.
But not for long.
They escalated quite quickly.
Less wary Antlers, the Gravediggers are inadvertently selecting for smarter and smarter prey. And so the evolutionary arms race is set into motion. It will be perhaps the most rapid of any so far on Serina, as well as the most pivotal.
Well, yeah, they're kind of being
one particular
forced.
Type of antler, the standing antler, will become intelligent enough to avoid traps, and in turn therefore give rise to Gravediggers with more effective trapping abilities. In time, the Antlers and Gravediggers both achieve sapience, able to use basic tools and becoming smart enough to avoid each other. While no longer predator and prey, however, a hatred has risen between both groups that would define the coming era in unexpected ways. The standing Antlers have now become the Woodcrafters, one-of-a-kind looking social organisms with exceptionally advanced brains and highly expressive faces for communication.
Dude, that is amazing!
Woodcrafters have also developed a whistling language, somewhat similar to the sounds of an elk, and can craft spears to defend against predators, although they themselves are herbivores. Spears aren't the only thing they've learned how to craft.
I didn't think this was
as their name
an
implies,
option.
Woodcrafters
That is really
have learned
cool.
to shape the trunks and branches of trees, creating basket-like homes as well as fences, bridges over rivers, and sculptures of beasts or abstract creatures from their lore.
They're
the Woodcrafters are developing a culture, one that is in large part defined by a hatred of predators. Meanwhile, the Gravediggers are achieving a similar level of brain function. While their marks on this world are subtler than the Woodcrafters, often little more than art carved into the sides of trees at the edge of their territory,
the guys are making buildings over there.
Marks of high intelligence. However, the Gravediggers are learning to be careful when they make these marks, as it can attract unwanted dangers. The Woodcrafters, which have at this point driven most predators from their environment on a crusade to make a safer world, are now leaving their territory in search of more predators to slay. Once the prey of the Gravediggers, the Woodcrafters have turned the tables entirely, and are now killing Gravediggers not out of self-defense, but due to a misplaced crusade. Eventually, however, an incredible transformation occurs. As they expand out, Woodcrafters begin to encounter barrier trees made by Gravediggers who never learned to stop making art out of fear of discovery. At first, the Woodcrafters assume these markings are the work of some unfamiliar Woodcrafter village. After all, in their limited worldview, they are the only ones intelligent enough to create art, but there are no signs of others like them in this region, only their old enemies.
It's like a legitimate movie
now. In the words
now.
of the author, the Woodcrafters had set out to create a world without monsters, and it is only then that they realize that they have become them. With the revelation that they are not alone at their arbitrary pinnacle of life, that the monstrous Gravediggers they'd slain for years are intelligent just like they are, shock quickly spreads through the Woodcrafter communities. And it is at this time of great cultural uncertainty that the trajectory of the two species shifts forever from a small choice. An orphaned Gravedigger infant, left alone after the death of their mother, one of the last Gravediggers ever hunted for sport, is taken in by an empathetic Woodcrafter warrior-to-be. This Gravedigger child, aptly referred to as Bridge, is at first regarded with suspicion by the other Woodcrafters. Soon, however, they learn to socialize with the group, displaying a personality and emotional complexity normally hidden from all outsiders. Bridge would forge a path for cooperation between the two most intelligent species on Serina.
make a super species.
Gravediggers, intertwined since their sheer beginning, would break a multi-million-year cycle of violence between intelligent predator and intelligent prey. In time, other young Gravediggers following Bridges' example would abandon their territorial ways and imprint on Woodcrafters. And in turn, the Woodcrafters would accept the young Gravediggers into their society. Eventually, the younger generations would never know a world where Antlers and Gravediggers were enemies.
Look at the little one!
The future would hold,
that's so heartwarming.
The two species would face it together. Perhaps only tragedy awaits all life on Serina.
That's what I keep saying.
To cool past the point of no return. But it's always been a saga of both the good and
it's kind of funny. Earth's the exact opposite.
Life and death,
or warming,
extinction and evolution. In any case, for the time being, one thing is for sure: the Mudwickets and Bumblets sure came a long way. Dylan Beta has released some content set after this period, but I don't want to dive further into the future until the whole project has been unveiled. So
okay, that's what he was doing.
Which will have to be told another time. For now, this is the end of our 3-part series. If you found this speculative evolution epic as enthralling as I did, please follow and support Dylan Beta and his project using the links below.
So cool.
There's also plenty that I wasn't able to cover in this limited time frame, so if you're curious about learning more of Serina, links to his site are also in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this entry, please lend your support and like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon.
I did do the subscribe part, but I shall like it.
Curious. See you in the next video.
Yes, sir. Alright, that was really cool, man. That was just something else, and I'm super excited for the part 4, which is, sadly, I think it's gonna be like very, very depressing. It's gonna be like most of the well, I'm pretty sure all of them are just gonna like just die probably, but I don't know. Earth did hit an ice age of its own, and then we adapted, or not we, but the species adapted and stuff like that, and like some of them survived, so who knows, maybe some might be left over. So it's really exciting seeing like the future of this, and it's crazy because I keep like talking about it and everything like it's real, like this is actually happening and or happened in the past, but it hasn't. Like I don't know, it's crazy stuff. It really makes you think, and it just started with birds. Like they just dropped some birds on a moon and just be like, have at it, you know. And that's what's really crazy. I keep going back to that and like in my brain, and then just where we're at now, like actual intelligent life forms, and they found a way to like, they were enemies with each other, and then once they found out, yo, you're not so different after all, like then they started working together, and that's very heartwarming. And it's kind of sad how long it took, but I guess it's good in the end, even though everybody's gonna die anyway. So I don't know, really enjoyable stuff is what I'm trying to say. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Leave a like down below, subscribe, ring the bell, and become a member. You get videos a day early, and check out my merch. I have cool merch now. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I have been Master Zero. Y'all guys have been fantastic, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later days.